Good evening, DPS families, and welcome to Evenings with Family Academy, a DPS virtual class series. I want to thank you all for coming out or logging on and joining us this evening for this class. And as you all noticed, we did have a few technical difficulties with our broadcast to our usual Facebook page from Zoom. And so thankful to have a great team, and we were able to uh, make an audible, a quick change, and we are broadcasting to YouTube. So thank you all for being patient, and we know that this is going to be a great class tonight. So our class tonight, Canvas Learning Management System. That's what we will be working on. And please, those who may be on now, there should be a YouTube link posted on our Family Academy Facebook page, as well as our DPS Facebook Live page. So just be looking for that. Please share the word with your friends and families who are certainly having issues with logging on. So we want to make sure that everyone has access to this class. And like always, we will have a recording of this class that will be posted on our website, Family Academy website. So thankful to have that out the way. Again, my name is Greg Jones. We'd just like to introduce the team. Althea Scriven, she is our Family Academy project manager. We have Truett O'Neill, our digital media specialist. And we have our presenter for tonight. Again, it is Mr. Russell Strand-Poole to present on Canvas tonight. And before he comes on, just want to remind you all that we will have our Spanish session on Canvas tomorrow, 5:30 to 6:30. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And now, Mr. Russell Strand-Poole, the show is yours.
Thank you so much, Greg. Really appreciate it. My name is Russell Strand-Poole. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight for our session on Canvas. I am a teacher at Riverside High School. I teach computer science. I have been there for about 3 years, been teaching for about 7. So let's get right down to Canvas. Now, before we get started going through how you will create your account, we thought that the first thing we should do is show you what Canvas looks like. Because I'm sure this is new for all of us, and your child may be struggling with some of the navigation involved in getting around their class and whatnot. So we thought we would give you an idea of what your children are seeing in Canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up my Canvas page. So this is my Canvas class for my AP Computer Science class. And on the front page of every Canvas class for our teachers across the district, we start off, we give an introduction to ourselves. I have my attendance links at the top. You will also find the teacher's contact information on that front page. This is really important if you want to meet with your child's teacher, you want to speak with them, have a conference, set something up. You can go through this contact information to contact the teacher. They also post their Zoom link right on the home page. So if your child is struggling to get into class, this is where you will look to find those answers. I have office hours for my classes. Many teachers at the high school and middle school level do. We post those on here as well. And then we'll link to our course content. Now, depending on how your child feels with navigating this website, they may want to come down here and they may want to click into the unit that they're on that day or the week that they're working on, however. Personally, I find that this navigation can be a bit cumbersome. So when I scroll to the top, over here on the left-hand side, you will see a navigation bar. Now, many teachers can come to this navigation bar and choose what the students will see when they come to Canvas. I have made the decision to allow my students to see the announcements, the class syllabus, assignments, discussions that we have in class, the modules, their grades, and they can also link their Google Drive. The majority of the class is organized using modules. So if your child is having difficulty navigating, what you should do is you should just direct them to this modules button right here. When I click it, depending on how your child's teacher organizes their class, maybe they do it by week, maybe they do it by unit, it will be organized in this section. So I have my intro to DPS Ignite courses up here. I have my week 1 content, and then I have my units with my assignments. So this is just a brief introduction to how Canvas will look for your child. All of the classes will be different, but they all have this same general feel. And we think it's really important that you are able to answer some of your child's questions if they run into problems. For instance, if they can't get into the Zoom call to ask the teacher, you can help them navigate to this site. Before we get started with talking about getting logged into Canvas as an observer, I do want to just point out that all of the information we are going to talk about is on the website canvas.dpsnc.net. This is where you as a parent or guardian can go to sign in. This is where your students can go to sign in. It also has parent support for you down here. It has it in both English and Spanish. And our slide presentation that we go through tonight is on this page as well. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So let's talk about the observer accounts. I actually believe one of the benefits of the virtual learning environment is that you can see all of the work your child is doing at the click of a button, thanks to this observer account. It's as though you were observing the class happening through the window, where you can see all of the work that the student has turned in. You can see their grades. You can see the work that they haven't turned in. You can see the parent or the teacher's homepage. You can see the assignments, everything. You have access to it using this observer account. So as we said, you can check the grades, you can view the due dates, all of the things that you would need to help your child stay on track with their class. There are a couple things that are needed from you though. The first thing you're going to need is an email address. You're also going to need a pairing code. You can get, you need one for each of your students, and you also need one for each of your students' classes. So if your child is in elementary school, this isn't as much of an issue. But if your child is in middle school or high school, you're going to need to speak with your teacher or your child to get a pairing code for all of them. This is provided by either the student or the teacher. It might be easier for you to get it from your child, but if you can't, you can always email the teacher to get that pairing code. And you will need a Canvas account. We'll talk about creating that tonight. So step 1, let's talk about getting the pairing code so that you're ready to be an observer in your child's class. So this view right here, this is what your child is going to see when they log into Canvas. What you're going to need to do is go up to the account button. From there, you're going to click the settings. So you click this account buttons, this menu comes out, and on here, you're going to click the settings button. You're going to see a lot of stuff on here. You're going to see places for them to put their full name. They can add a picture of themselves. But what we're concerned with right now is the Pair with Observer button on the side. We're going to need to click that Pair with Observer so that you can get that link from them. You're going to get this code right here. This code is case sensitive, so please make sure that you copy it down exactly, or you highlight it, you control copy, so that you have this code available, because it will expire in 7 days. So you should get this code as soon as you're going to use it. You don't want to sit on the code, because if the code expires, it becomes much more difficult to become paired with your students' classes. So once again, I would suggest getting this pairing code when you're ready to pair that class. And once you have it, don't wait. Now, that's how you would do it. If you were at home, you had your child log into Canvas, and you went through that way. But if you're not comfortable asking your child, if your child is already struggling enough with navigating Canvas, you can ask your teacher or your child's teacher for a pairing code as well. All of the teachers have access to the pairing codes and can give them to you. It's a little more difficult from the teacher view, but that's fine. It just might take a little extra time when coming from the teacher. So what a teacher has to do is they have to click their dashboard. This is how a teacher accesses all of their classes. So they're going to click their dashboard and they're going to go to the class your child is in. All of our classes will have different pairing codes, because you want to see the work that your child is doing, not the work that another class is doing. So we're going to go into our class that your child is in. And we're going to scroll down to People, where we see the list of all of our students. And we're going to click over here. We're going to go to your child's name. And we're going to click the 3 little dots and go to the user detail. See, one of the benefits of the teacher having access like this is that we can see if you have become an observer. So in my class, if I go in here and I see that I have students who their parents aren't observing, it's going to raise a flag for me, and I'm going to email those parents and say, hey, excuse me, I've noticed that you haven't had a chance to get in. Is there an issue? Are you having some tech issues? So the parent or the teachers can see whether or not you've been paired with your child. So we will click on user details from here. And then on the side, we'll just have a pair with observer button. It works the same way. We're going to get the same style code. It's case sensitive, so we have to make sure to send it to you exactly. And it, once again, will only last for 7 days. It also is a one-use code. So if you and another want to both be observers in this class, we have to get you different observer codes. It's really a way to make sure that we can avoid cheating and whatnot, so that a student doesn't happen to get a hold of another student's pairing code. So it can only be used one time. So that's pairing. I really do feel that going through the student way is going to be much easier for you. It will also be much faster. You don't have to wait for the teacher to get back to you on it. You can do it right now after this workshop. You can go in and you can check that pairing code out from your students' accounts. Now, you will also need to create your own Canvas account. So there's going to be essentially 3 accounts here. There's going to be a teacher account who manages all of the classes. There's going to be a student account. That's the account that your child logs into. And then you are going to have your own account. You're going to have your own account so that you can't go in and do your child's work for them or whatnot. This is going to be your account where you can observe what happens in the class, what your child's grades are. So to do this, as I was saying earlier, DPSNC has a website for you. This website is dpsnc.infrastructure.com/login dpsnc.net/canvas. It's a long one. It's once again dpsnc.instructor.com /login/canvas. So it's a long address. I do recommend that you start on that canvas.dpsnc.net webpage. That's probably going to be the easiest portal for you. So once you do get to this page though, once you get to this page, you're going to want to click on the click here for an account. This is a button that's going to help you set up that Canvas account for you. You're going to have to enter some details. This is where you need to have your email address ready. So you're going to enter your email and you are going to create a unique password for your account. This is not your student's password. This is your password so that you can log in. And then down here, you can see this is where you enter your child's pairing code so that you can see their class. You're also going to have to come down here. You're going to have to accept these terms of service and the privacy policy. And then once you do that, you will click Start Participating. Now, once you can see your child's class, it's great. It's fantastic that you can see your child's class, but we are all extremely busy. We have jobs. It is going to be very helpful, very beneficial for you to set up notifications so you don't have to constantly be checking the Canvas. Canvas will actually notify you, the parent, of specific things in that come up in your child's class. So as you can see here, you can get updates on due dates. You can go in, you can check grading policies, you can see course content, you can see files, announcements, and you can see grading. You can see when things are graded. I would recommend turning some of these off. For instance, you don't necessarily need to see the files that are uploaded to Canvas. These are things like pictures that the teacher might upload, videos that they upload for the student so that they can do their work. You probably don't need to see all of those things, but you might want to. So you can enable those notifications. Be mindful though that the notifications come in your email. So when you go to this page, at the top, you can see the notification preferences. I apologize, it's right behind an arrow, but you can see that the check says notify me right away. So every assignment that gets graded, you will get an immediate notification. If you click files, every time the teacher uploads a file, you will get an immediate notification to check that file. You can also do a daily summary. If you have these notifications, they can become a lot in your inbox. If you're getting notifications for every single grade, every single file that gets uploaded, every time the teacher uploads course content, it can become a burden on your email inbox. So instead, you could get a daily summary of it. They'll just come once a day. You'll get all of your notifications once a day at the end of the day. You could also get a weekly summary if you feel. And then finally, if you don't want to see anything, you can say, don't send me anything on this specific topic. So they have some ideas for you. They have files and course content. You can turn those notifications off. I do recommend though that you have on the announcements, especially in my class. One of the things that I will put on the announcements is if I have to push back a due date. That can be helpful. If I have to change my office hours, I'll make an announcement on Canvas so that my students get that information. And if you check that box, you will also get that information. And the last step, and this is optional, but man, it's great. It's great that we have this ability right now where you can get a cell phone app for Canvas to observe the class. So to do this, you need to download the iOS or Android app. They're both free. You can go on to the App Store and download that app. And once you download it, you'll be prompted on the front page. You'll have to find the school. So you will type in Durham Public Schools and you will select Durham Public Schools dash parents. It's kind of universal for all of them, so you'll just see that. And it's going to bring you to this page. It's going to be very similar to the canvas.dpsnc.net page. And you're going to see the parent login and the student staff login. You're going to want to press your parent login. You'll enter that username and password that you created earlier. And then it will bring you right in. You'll see your DPS student in there that you've already linked to their account. You can click on it and check it. You can click the menu and you'll see manage students. So if you have a few students in different schools, you can check the different students, select them. And under there, specifically, you can say when you want to be alerted. So notifications will work for email, but if you want specific notifications to pop up on your cell phone, you can do that as well. And you can see those here. I actually love the idea of getting notified when the grade is above a certain level. So if your child gets an A on a test, you get immediate feedback from the app. You can immediately congratulate them, probably before they get their notification themselves. You'll get it right on your cell phone. If there's a grade below, like if your student is missing an assignment, you can also get notified of that. You can see that as well, so that you can remind them to get that work in. You can get the course announcements on here. These will all be cell phone notifications for you. So that is essentially how you will set up your Canvas accounts. It's kind of a brief introduction to Canvas. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. We know we had some technical difficulties to get when we got started, but I really appreciate you sticking out and bearing with us while we got that set up. I am looking and seeing just some questions that I've gotten. So one of the questions that I've heard is, it is possible for parents to get locked out of their account if they accidentally forget their password that they create, or if they I don't think it'll lock you out if you try too many times, but if you forget your password, I would recommend reaching out to the school. So the school can help you with all of that. They can at the very least get you in the right direction so that you can set up your Canvas account. The other thing that I want to talk about is, yes, all of our classes are being done through Canvas. So some teachers might still link to Google Classroom. Some teachers might link out to other services like quizzes or Class Dojo. But the classwork that we give is being given through Canvas. I know at my school, one of the things that we have decided, or I'm at Riverside High School, is that all grades will be put in through Canvas. So we're going to make sure that the grades in Canvas match the grades in PowerSchool. So the grades will be identical. When you see the final grade in Canvas, it's going to be the final grade in PowerSchool. But I will say that that's not always the case at all schools. If you want to see the grade that's going to pop up on the report card, I highly recommend that you go to the PowerSchools to check those grades. Canvas is going to have the classwork. You're going to get notified when assignments are missing from Canvas. You're going to get notified of new assignments through Canvas. But if you want to see the most or the final grade, that will be done through PowerSchool. The one little caveat there is that, and we've found this out as teachers, that grades take a little bit of time to sync. So if your child is working on an assignment, they accidentally miss the due date of an assignment, they get it in, the teacher grades it, the teacher says, okay, you got a 90, it was 10 points off because it was late, let me go put that in, let me go change that 0. So they may change it in Canvas, but it's going to take some time to sync with PowerSchool. Generally, roughly, it takes about 24 hours. So if the teacher says that they've updated the grade in Canvas, it's updated, they're not sure why it's not appearing, just know that it may take a little bit of time to sync over to PowerSchool where you'll see that final grade. So yeah, so just be aware of that. Finally, what I would say is it is really good to create the observer account so that you can access the Canvas while your student is at home. One thing that I would discourage would be just saying, okay, I'm going to just log into my child's Canvas account to check their work. It will work to an extent, but the observer is really going to give you a lot more power to see things, to get those notifications. And also it's going to help because your student or your child may be at home working on their Canvas, and you don't want to log into their account while they're at home working as well. So thank you all once again for coming out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I am going to pass it back over to Greg, and he's going to see you all out. Thank you once again for allowing me to spend this time with you.
Thank you, Russell, for your presentation tonight on Canvas Learning Management System. Families, again, I want to thank you all for coming out. Apologize for the technical difficulties. But as you all know, when you are dealing with technology, these things happen sometimes. And it's so important just to, stay cool, calm, and collected, and also try to get with people who know the tech, and make adjustments as needed. We all learning, and we all in this together. So we're so thankful that we were able to broadcast from YouTube, really on the drop of a dime. And as far as our presentation for tomorrow, right now we're going to say that it's going to continue to be on our usual Facebook page, but we will let everyone know. And this class, it will be posted on our Facebook page immediately after. So I feel like things are okay now, but this is certainly a learning experience for us. Thank you all so very much. Again, we have a class tomorrow, the Spanish version of our Canvas Learning Management System, and also our Finding the Rest in Stress on Thursday. And that will be a great class as well. So hope you all have a fantastic evening. Thank you all so much and have a great, great night.